Hello, CDHD. This is Chanel Copeland. I'm a physician assistant and one of the co-directors of the CDHD 2023 fall semester. I'm here with our next panelist in our panel provider panel. This is Tanya Arbogast. Tanya, welcome to the CDHD panel discussion.
Thank you for having me.
My first question for you is, what are your pronouns?
She, her, hers.
Perfect. And tell me a little bit about what your role is here at Duke.
So I'm a physician assistant. I've been at Duke since December of 2006. I came to build the lung transplant inpatient team and stayed working there as an inpatient hospitalist for the transplant team, lung transplant, until I think March of 2021. And then I changed, and now I'm in the preoperative anesthesia testing clinic. We screen folks before surgery for safety to undergo anesthesia.
Perfect. And thank you so much for agreeing to be on our panel. This particular session is discussing sexual identity, gender, and gender identity. Have you found you've come across any of these particular patient populations throughout your career?
Very incidentally. Most folks identify themselves as lung transplant patients while I was with that group, but I would understand their identity based on their chosen caregiver most of the time, and so that was how I would come across folks who identified as LGBTQIA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you find when you had patients in this particular population, are there certain things you found were important in being able to connect with these patients or connect with their caregivers?
I got the feeling that most people didn't talk much about their caregiver relationship if it wasn't a family member, a parent, a sister, brother, grandparent, things like that. And occasionally it would start out as, oh, my friend, or but eventually folks would say, this is my partner, or this is my spouse. So it was often not a piece of information that was shared initially. And I don't know if that's just because they weren't used to sharing that or didn't feel that that was part of their medical journey. Mm-hmm. But it was often not the first thing that was apparent in that relationship.
Was there anything you think that you did or said in the patient encounter that made them feel more comfortable revealing that information to you?
So I almost always make an effort when someone is accompanied to just say, oh, and who is with you here today, and just let them have the freedom to define that. So sometimes I'd think, oh, maybe this is their partner, and they'd say, oh, no, this is my brother. But then there were times when folks would say, oh, this is my partner, this is my spouse, and they were a same-sex couple.
Have you found any times in the clinic dealing with your colleagues or the administration or the staff where LGBTQ plus issues came up?
So they would often come up when I identify as lesbian, and so they would come up when I would talk about typical family issues and talk about my wife and give people a moment to take that in, and then oftentimes then they would share their information. So I think it's important to feel comfortable in the right setting to share that information, especially with staff, because sometimes that's something in a stressful environment that you don't want to have to hide. You'd like to be able to be authentic with your coworkers when everyone is in a stressful environment.
So do you think it was beneficial to you and the staff for you to come out at work?
I think so, definitely. And I also think it gives other people the opportunity to be authentic in being supportive as an ally. If they don't know who they're where to place their allyship, then you never know that there can be a deeper community there.
Do you have any suggestions for our students of things they can do to be allies in the work environment?
Sure. I think first of all, it's just be completely always assume that you have no idea who and how people identify. It just provides an open environment rather than saying, "Oh, is this your spouse?" In a situation, assuming a heterosexual relationship or something like that. That oftentimes makes folks feel like that's your preference for that relationship rather than allowing them to just self-identify to you and feeling like it's an open environment for them to do that. It's an extra layer of relaxation and then deepens that relationship that you can have with the patient and their caregivers going forward.
Along those lines, are there any tools that you would like to give to our students, or any words of wisdom that you have to share with them to take on their journey to becoming excellent medical care providers?
I think coming from a place of a very open curiosity, and also just being confident in what you don't know and being willing to say, I don't know. Those are two things I think that give people a feeling that you want to care for them as individuals in their particular place and how they identify and who their caregivers are, but also gives them the sense that you're going to be honest with them. So saying I don't know, sometimes people stop and take a minute. It's being in medicine isn't knowing everything. It's knowing the patient well and then figuring out the medical problem after that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for talking with our students, for helping us out, and for providing your time out in your vacation to speak with us. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.